Let's shout out Manscaped first before we get into why you're just dealing with the strength of that. Shout out Manscaped. Feedback is people are making use of the 20% discount by using the code winners. I'm glad to hear it. Enough of the man have come and told me they cop their thing and they're happy and it's patterned up their situation, improved on the sex life, improved on the appreciation from their girl. Enough of my name brand friend them have said they've made a purchase. Enough of my local friend them have said they've made a purchase and they said, yeah, it's a game changer.
Doing what it does, mate.
Doing what it does. Obviously, the man them have all got theirs. We use ours. I use mine on a regular basis and it works well for me. So I suggest for the man, then give your girl a little treat, surprise her. You get me?
Trust me.
You're gaining an extra half an inch off that.
Mine's always rolling in my little travel pack thing.
Come on.
Yeah,
what about you, Nicholas? You be making use of yours?
Yeah, man, standard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Bi-weekly and that?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah, that's still
Bare
key.
things to turn up for, man.
Yeah, Nicholas is enjoying life.
Enjoying
That's what I'm
life.
trying to say.
Gotta keep that thing there neat, you know.
Yeah, that's still. Anyway, we move. That's enough of that. Manscaped.
Did it?
20% discount when you use the code winners.
Last night in Paris, I want be more than your body. Anywhere you want go, I go carry. You go, yeah, late night in Paris. I want be more than your body. Anywhere you want go, I go carry. You go, yeah.
Je ne sais quoi, why body proper? Body wine on the cocky like a bad stripper. If I whine too hard, bust a whole zipper. Lucky for the waitress that you're a
Okay,
big tipper.
we're in. That was Kwaku Bandit featuring Nolay and Big Tobes. Last Night in Paris remix.
Better talk, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect in that, yeah? Watch him.
Watch him.
Yeah. Watch him. That's all right.
They're teasing you now. Don't
I'm
let
sure I
them
know-
draw you
sure-
out.
Sure, I know Nicholas is kind of flavour and I know Daily coming with son. Do you want some ice? Nicholas is all edging up all round here, pushing up. Yeah, gentleman and that now as well, you know. Watch him. Jeez.
Well, chivalry isn't dead.
Chivalry's not dead. Chivalry's not dead. But anyway, we're rolling already, so we might as well just continue with the flow.
Yeah.
Nicholas will sit with his legs crossed to that. You never sit like
Oh,
that.
come on,
Come on now, put
behave,
your foot down, man. Put your foot down,
Doing a
man.
lot
You're doing
today.
too much now.
Lot today. Doing a lot.
You're doing the most, Alec.
Doing the most. Yeah.
Man, you drank too much.
Don't worry, man. We're gonna pattern. Yeah, we're gonna.
Wear a little moisturizer. You all right? A little cream.
Oh, you offered him cream and that.
Yeah.
Nah, he's Gucci, man. He's Gucci. But yeah, we're rolling anyway.
Legs up right.
No, enough of you now, man. We're moving into the show. Nolay's here. Shout out Nolay, special guest today. We're already rolling, so I ain't got to do the big preamble. Shout out Nolay, one of the originals in the thing. And you know, on this platform, I always have to celebrate the originals. I have to big them up, tell them what they brought to the scene, tell them what they mean to the culture. And it's good to see them still so active. And Nolay is extra active right now. She's outside doing so much. And she's been around for a long time. One of the original grime MCs. If you wanna,
because it is grime, innit? Would
Nolay
say
was one of the original.
grime?
What, you was
say, or even before?
you saying?
I
Not
don't
grime.
really like that.
You don't like it,
Yeah. That's why I started to question.
but you was good.
But what he basically, I can agree with what you're saying because that's what I came out on. I came out obviously doing grime, but I always saw myself as a rapper that can spit on grime.
Of course. But you came up with same era with Titch and Gets.
Yeah.
So
But I felt like the music was different.
yeah, the music was
I feel
different.
like the beats was
at the
different
time, that
from-
was the window. That was the where you had to kind of fit in.
Yeah.
Them
Yeah.
times there.
For me, that's what was like popping at the time. Obviously, you had like UK hip hop as well, but when I looked at the scene and I looked what was going on, I felt like grime was popping more. So I was like, to be quite honest, like I can just spit on whatever. So I'm just gonna run with grime.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But when No Help, No Handouts dropped,
No help, no hand.
I didn't see the beat as a grime beat.
Yeah.
To me, it was more like trap.
Yeah,
It wasn't like for
Trap
me
before
like
trap, yeah.
Trap before trap.
it just wasn't. To me, it just weren't grime. It wasn't a grime beat. I feel like Unorthodox Daughter and the tracks that came after that were pretty much grime, but I don't feel like No Help, No Handouts was a grime beat. And I've always had this like debate with other people and with the other guys that were in the group with me as well.
Who else was in the group with you, know?
Silver and G Kid.
Yeah.
We don't need no help or handouts. Don't pull your grams out.
We can manage.
Trying to fuck up the man them's thing. Man them are trying to. Man them's trying to. Yeah.
And the tune's legendary though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen. said that was
The tune's
that
legendary,
tune is
you
one of
know.
the. It goes down in history as one of the UK anthems, isn't it? I think
Yeah,
everybody
100,
knows that tune.
100%.
So when you was originally recording that, say the process, say before studio, this, that, when you first heard the rhythm.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the song. I
Okay.
didn't like the beat.
You did?
When I first heard it, I didn't like the beat. It was Silver that convinced me to lace the beat.
And-
I was like, I don't know about this, to be honest. Like, it's not a bad beat, but I just don't know if it's like my vibe. But then at the same time, I was kind of coming into it new, that kind of stuff. So I feel like I probably didn't even know what my vibe was yet, if that makes sense. So I feel like sometimes it's not good to take too much, like they say, like too much cooks in the kitchen, it spoils the dish in it. So sometimes it's not good to take too much advice from people, but sometimes you do need to listen, because I'm happy that I did it now, because Silver talked me into it. It was like, just do it, and it like lace the track and let's see where it goes. And then that was like my entrance, you know, like into the game. So obviously I'm happy that I did it now, but at the time I didn't really like the instrumental.
Yeah.
All right. When you first come, who was the other? It was you, as far as I remember.
Me, G Kid, and Silver.
No, I'm talking on the scene.
Yeah.
The female spitters.
Oh, female wise.
Was it
Shiesty?
Shiesty. Lioness was
Fury.
about, or not yet?
Yeah.
Lioness come a little later. Like, but she was certainly about, and is still about.
And still about. And still about.
You know, I saw her at the
At the gala.
yeah, at the gala. I think Dynamite was still doing her thing, but
yeah.
Dynamite
Different kind of
Dynamite was
section.
like someone that I kind of looked at as I was growing up. You know what I mean?
I was
It
going to ask
like-
you who you looked at.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say I looked at her so much as in like wanted to like spit like her, but I looked at her as a woman of color that was out here like doing her thing. You know, predominantly surrounded by males
Yeah.
and making something happen for herself. So I was quite inspired by that. But yeah, and then obviously also before us, you had like obviously like Lisa Mafia. So like Lisa Mafia, Dynamite, that era was like an era of like women
Yeah.
that I was looking up to and thinking, yeah, like I could do this. But if I'm honest, I was like predominantly influenced by rap, like by like East Coast rap, like Mobb Deep and stuff like that, like Big L. And like I was listening to like a lot of New York, and I still do, to be honest, like a lot of like New York rap. Obviously I listen to a lot of more English artists now, but at that time I was heavily into East Coast rap and like East Coast rappers.
Is that why you go so hard, Nolay?
I don't
Because
know.
you go hard, you know?
Yeah.
I see you. Listen, I say this. I watch you now sometimes, yeah, because obviously I've been around for a long time. I've watched all the stuff that you've done. I've seen it.
Yeah.
So as I look at you now, I think to myself, is Nolay just said, you know what? They keep saying I'm too hard for them. Let me just
Take
play
your
the game,
edge
tone
up.
it down
Yeah,
a piece
yeah,
for them
yeah.
because
You
they
not
can't.
listen to my new stuff.
No, the music is the music.
The image, you mean?
The image, yeah. Let me
Yeah.
tone it down a piece for them because I always got it. I understood it. Like to
Yeah.
me, I don't have a problem with it because I think if you can't deal with it, that's on you as a
Yeah.
man, as a woman.
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah.
problem, innit? Like,
course, yeah.
you understand what I'm saying to you? So I always got it, but I feel like you've kind of just been like, you know what? Let me just. They don't understand it properly, so let
Yeah.
me just tone it down. Am I right or am I chatting shit? Or you can't expose it because then.
No, I'll explain. I feel like when I first came in the game, I was like very much a tomboy, like very much like I was around like a lot of like breaders, like doing like male stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the things that the way we was coming up, the way we was growing up and that. And I didn't give a shit about stuff like makeup, lace fronts, like getting my hair done, my nails done. I didn't care about any of that shit. Like, and I feel like as I've grown up
Evolved.
and I've become a woman and like grown into like my femininity and stuff, like I've kind of, it's happened quite naturally. Like I've realized, oh, I like wearing makeup.
Yeah,
I like
yeah, yeah.
getting
Okay.
my nails
Yeah,
done
yeah,
and certain
yeah.
things. But I feel like obviously as time's gone on, people might think that, but at the same time, it's not for that. It's just
Yeah.
like literally like I've grown and
Evolved.
yeah, this
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
who I am now. This
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
this,
yeah.
this
Because
is what This is what I like.
Oh no, I get it. We see you. Yeah, you started turning on some sexy shit. Got Nikos talking about, can he stir your drink? Get you some ice. Because no, I saw it. It was real. It was real. But no, because for real, because I've seen certain man I know, and I ain't gonna expose them. Man I know from ends, and I see them all up everything she posts. Like, oh, you goddess. I'm like, man, them a week. Them a week. But I see when you started embracing the feminine and the sexy side and stuff, and it's good because you have to embrace your womanhood. You understand?
I feel like at first when I came in the game as well, like I was in my tracksuits, didn't care about makeup and stuff, and I was happy to be like that at the same time because I knew that when men were listening to me and people in general were listening to me, they weren't listening to me because, you know, I'm looking the part or because I look sexualized. They was listening
because of the bars.
They was listening to, you know, basically like for the bars. And I just feel like now for me it's like a bonus because it's like, all right, like I can spray, I can do this and that. These are my talents. But I can also look good if I feel to look good. So for me, it's just like a bonus.
It is a bonus because that's what they want if they want to market you, and if you want to market yourself, cover all bases. Was it hard to get respect as a MC when you were first coming up?
Yeah.
Mad hard.
I think so. I feel like I've had like a few situations where I've been made to feel like, you know, I shouldn't be there because I'm a female or. Yeah, but I feel like it stems from a place of insecurity. I feel it's like if you're on the pitch, like, and you're a guy and you're playing football, and a girl runs on and she starts playing just as good as you or even better. It's bound to stir up a little bit of insecurity and that. So it was to be expected, and I feel like that's why I kind of go so hard with it as well, because maybe at the time when I was coming up. I felt like I had to. At the same time, it's like a lot of fire and hunger in your belly as well.
Yeah, because you're in a male-dominated kind of game, innit? Like, do you know?
I think it's been good for you. Like, I don't feel like you was trying to compete with, like, the girls section. You was competing with the man them. Like, when you go at it, I can hear it in you. Like, you're going for everybody's neck. I like, it's just not, you're going for everybody's neck. No, it's real.
It's real.
I listen to everything, bro. So I can tell, like, even when I listen to the word and this, that, the other, like, it's not like, oh, I'm just going for you chicks. It's like, I want the title, full stop. Like, I'm competing with you guys. But does that come from the times of?
I'll never get it though because I'm a female.
No, you won't get it.
And I've accepted that now because
But you'll get respect.
But it used to frustrate you a lot.
Do you know what? It doesn't frustrate me now because it's a bit like what you said in the aspect of just taking, like, I know that even if they don't say it, a lot of these guys, you know, that are sitting in their positions, you know what time it is if you cross me. I feel like they know that. So I feel like I don't have to bother myself about an unspoken rule, if that makes sense. Like, I don't need to dwell on it and. No. Do you know what I mean? And let it like affect me. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going in life. And I feel like sometimes as well, where you're out there and you're trying to be the best and you want to be number one, that never happens anyway because music is subjective. And I feel like if you concentrate on being number one, that it kind of stalls you as well. I think you should just look at it like, I know who I am. I know what I'm trying to do. And I know when I want to retire, do you know what I'm saying? And I know that, you know, I want to look after my family and I know that this is what needs to get done and that's what needs to get done and that's what I'm going to make happen. And I feel like once you start thinking like that, the little things, they don't bother you no more.
That's right. I see you on, I think it might be coming out around now. You just did a mentoring thing like on the BBC. Rap game.
The rap game,
Yeah, rap game. How was that for you? What was that experience like?
It was all right.
Yeah.
It was different. I feel like I have like such high expectations as well from people when they spit.
Did they any of them meet your expectations? Because you know what the energy I got from that is like, it was all right, but we say the talent weren't good enough, or was the talent?
No.
Is the talent strong?
The Justin Clark, Big Jest, and the P3Ls, for some reason, they've been rating the P3Ls girl kind of low.
Yeah.
And I just wonder why, because I feel like
She's good.
she's good.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes her lack of confidence and belief in herself, it lets her down, so she'll stumble on her bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like she's one of the ones that they should be championing.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, like after I filmed it, I feel like quite a bit of it got edited out in regards to, because we filmed quite a bit, like we filmed them like coming into the room, basically sitting down, having a talk with me saying to them, look, if you're going to walk into this clash, you know, you need to be looking at the audience, you need to be communicating with everyone, like you need to be doing this and that and blah, blah, blah. And they filmed each time each person started rapping to me.
Yeah.
So you saw in the expression of my face how I felt about each rapper. But obviously those parts were
Didn't make it.
got cut out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not there to also like discourage anyone. You know, someone can come into the game and not be that great, and then with practice and hunger, they can become something great. Do you know what I mean? So
100.
it was important for me to kind of give them constructive criticism, but not to make them feel like they can't do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You obviously were put in that role. They were asked to do that role because you're an OG in the game. Still as relevant as ever, but you're an OG in the game. It takes a lot to still be relevant after decades or approaching decades, and you're still relevant. But the other day we had Hardy Caprio come right, and he was talking about he feels the labels took advantage, didn't look after him. The usual bullshit. You know how the game goes. Now, me observing you and knowing of what you've spoke about over the years, you've had an outlook, which I've always understood, of being willing to not take deals, turn deals down and all of that kind of stuff because you didn't feel it was right for you. I know I've heard you speak in the past about deals.
Yeah.
So, outside, look, what made you turn down certain deals, and what is it that you feel these up-and-comers should look at when they're walking into these rooms?
To be quite honest, it's wild. Like my brother used to say to me, this is wild. Like you just turned down this from Polydor. Like you just turned down this from EMI. Like it makes me laugh because you'll have people in the game that when I get into something with them, or they'll be like, you ain't been signed and you ain't, I've turned down so many deals. I've sat in offices
Let
that,
'em know.
and in front of people that you just wouldn't believe, to be quite honest. But when I was coming up in the game, it was important for me to maintain who I was. And I feel like a lot of these labels, they'll sign someone and then who that person is just starts going down the drain.
That's right.
They're not dropping the same kind of music no more. They're trying to water them down so much. The person starts becoming depressed. Do you know what I'm saying? And for a lot of people, music is like their therapy, which is what it is for me. A lot of people, they don't have that no more because they're not making music for themselves and for their fans. They're making music for the labels and the A&Rs that are sitting in the room, and
is popular.
kind of thing. So it just, for me, and do you know what? Maybe I was kind of arrogant as well at that time as well, because I remember having a meeting with Guy Moot, and he was at EMI at the time. I don't know if he's still there. And he was like, yeah, like we can get you in like with Salam Remy and do this and do that and, you know, get this pop in and that. Don't get me wrong, I was excited at the time, but they was like, yeah, like, I think it was like 60, 70 bags. It was like 60 grand publishing deal and that. And then they was also talking about deals, I think, with Skepta and Wiley. And someone had mentioned that Wiley was getting 150. So I was younger, I was a lot more like, probably like naive, little bit arrogant. I was like, I think I'm better than Wiley. Like, why is he getting 150,000 and I'm getting 60? Like, I'm not on this. Like, this is long, kind of thing. But back then, I weren't looking at it like he was doing pay as you go. He'd done this. He'd achieved that. Blah 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 blah. Do you see what I'm saying? I was looking at it like I'm just as good, if not better. Like, and it's something fresh, like it's a female and it's like, I'm gonna fly flags and change this and that. So I was like, no, like I'm not taking the deal. Plus, I feel like some of the show reels of music that I was given, it was like people that had done like production for like the Sugar Babes, you know, Martina Topley, like, so, and I just thought, where do I fit there? Me personally, I can't hear it. And then I saw like what could be achieved from getting like single deals. So for example, Unorthodox Daughter going to 679 Warner Brothers. Obviously we did like the compilation. It had like Dizzy on it, Wiley, Kano, myself, Gets, a lot of the other lot from the grime scene. And then they used like my track and Plan B's track to basically promote the compilations. So when I saw that I could like dip my foot in and not be fully owned by these labels, I was like, yeah, that works. I feel like that works for me more.
Pause on that word there a minute. We always talk it. I always say it all the time. Ownership.
Come on.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Listen, where is Nolay? I don't want to sound like, sometimes I could be saying it every week and it'd be like, yeah, P just says this. But you know, to hear other people talk about it, it's so important.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, they'll take it away from you.
Yeah, P
take your character, change you, want you to do this, that, that. And then when they've squeezed all the juice out of you,
They'll drop you.
Yeah,
They'll
drop
fling
you,
to the side.
put you to the side, or they'll show.
How many
I've always
people have
said
you
it.
seen on social media that come on social media, and I'm not knocking them because I understand it, I get it, that come on social media and have had meltdowns.
Yeah.
People have actually like lost their mind, like on social media. This is down
People
to
that
like
get shelved.
labels.
I was about to
and
say
stuff.
shelved is the next
Shelving, and the thing is, when you've been in the industry as long as I have, as long as you have, you know
Yeah, I
people
know
from
firsthand.
labels. I know people from
know
labels.
firsthand.
You know, I've sat around, you actively hear them talking about stuff like that. Like the way labels operate, sometimes it's like chess.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, you know, and if they feel like you're similar to a certain other artist that they're trying to push, they will put you on the shelf.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's
Literally.
that's not me.
No, we can't do
I
that.
see myself getting in problems with them over something like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when I need to release something, I want to release
That's
it.
what
Like,
it is.
I
'cause
don't
you can't-
like.
That means you're sitting on so much product. When I had that tune Fresh, yeah, a lady from Virgin tried to scoop it. They took me in the office and they spat so many figures at me. I remember leaving the room and my head was spinning. Literally, it's like my head, as a god dog, my head was spinning because they were just boom, 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 boom. But all I remember them saying is, say it was September. They said, right, so we're gonna look to release this around May, June next year, and until then, you just sit tight.
Yeah, that.
Can't release none. Dead. From that, it was done for me. Don't matter what the figures are, because you're putting my life, and then they can turn around in May, June, and then say, we're not gonna bother with it now.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep the money. We're just gonna.
This time the buzz is done.
Buzz is done. You've sat still.
They don't understand as well that some of us need it. Like
Therapeutic.
with me, I need to be active. Like I need to be doing things. Like I don't like sitting still, like for too long. Like I need to be working. I need to be making, I need to be making things happen. And I feel like with them as well, it's like a thing where a lot of them are in a position where they're sorted.
Yeah.
They're good. They've got their P's. They've got what they need in life.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't be trying to be in a position where they're trying to slow down other people.
Anyone's thing.
Yeah, like other people's grinds and like.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of people from looking from the outside in, to them it's like, oh yeah, it's music. But to us, it's like it's our life. We've got hella stuff going on in the background that you don't even see, that we're trying to keep afloat.
Yeah.
Telling you. You said in the middle of that deal talk, at the time you thought you was better than Wiley. Don't be stupid, William. Your style is far from brilliant. Am I quoting you right?
Yeah. If I send shots, it's political because I'm gonna kill a couple of innocent civilians.
Godmother track or something. Godmother, right?
Yeah.
Sending for
It
Wiley.
really pissed me.
What went on? What went on? Because I remember just like,
It pissed me off.
right, what did Wiley do to upset you?
Do you know what? Yeah, with all due respect to him, he did come and he apologized to me a lot later down the line.
Okay.
And we'll get to that in a minute, what he said to me. And I learned a lot from him. You know, I got like a love-hate relationship with Wiley because sometimes he's so fucking annoying, but he's a lot smarter than people give him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Than people give him credit for.
100%.
But I think what his biggest problem is, he loves to like play people off against each other, and even if he acts like sometimes like he's here to like bring up the youngers, or he's here to help people. He's here because he plays that card sometimes. Like he'll be like, I just want to do this for people and do. No, Wiley, like it's not really that. Do you know what I'm saying? And my problem with him was someone like me and what I do, you get it all the time. Like so much rappers and spitters, predominantly male, in my inbox saying, you're the best, you're the best female in this thing, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to actually like putting me on tracks or stuff, you're always getting the girls that can't swing with you on the tracks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just find it like really fake. Yeah. And sometimes like that can be my downfall as well, because I feel like I'm not as sensitive to it now. But back then it was like when you're seeing through everybody, it's like you'd find it hard to even like be kind of like around these people. So I remember him like messaging me like constantly in like my DM about like different things. And then something happened with ZZ Mills basically, and me and her are cool now, like we've squashed it. But there was a girl on Love Island called Leanne, and basically her wig wasn't laid properly or something like that. But ZZ got on, I can't remember where I saw it, I saw it on Shade Bar. ZZ got on the internet talking about this is why black men don't want us, because we can't even lay our wigs properly and blah, blah, blah. So for me, I was confused at this point, because I viewed her as someone who is very like for the women, pro-black women kind of thing. Like,
I remember this beef.
Like,
I vaguely remember.
See
Still.
when you say popping the champagne.
Proper champagne. Proper champagne.
Like lifting women up and that.
Proper champagne to lifting women up.
Yeah.
And
So I maybe at the same time I should have just been like, and that's kind of like probably
Was
like.
it on Shade Bar and all of that as well?
Yeah, she just.
Do you know what? I saw what she said, and it wound me up, like, and it annoyed me, because I just felt like, who cares why they don't fucking want us? Like, if you don't want to date black women because of how their hair is, that's your business. Go date who you want to date. Do you get what I'm saying? And the fact that she was like putting it out there and kind of being like, this is why they don't want us. I just felt like for you to put that on someone's shoulders when she's already in Love Island, she's already like in a position
Public
where
scrutiny.
she's the only black girl, the public scrutiny. And I just said, like, what you said, I just don't feel like it contributes in a positive way to black women. Yeah. Basically, in her comment section now, we're cool now, like we've squashed it. But the thing with her is, she don't like to be challenged, and I don't like to be challenged. But at the same time, when it comes to rap, when people want to challenge me, I rise to the challenge. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I felt like with her, she doesn't like to be challenged, but you've got to expect that in the role that you're in, people are going to challenge you
all day, every day. Yeah.
So she's turned round now, and we're just going kind of like back and forth. I've said what I needed to say. She said what she needed to say. And then she posted and she was like, what was Nolay's last 5 tunes or something like that, yeah?
Oh, we went to that.
Which she got dragged for, because my fans are very like loyal. Yeah. Like, and they was going nuts. But then I caught Wiley in the comment section laughing, like, and egging her on. And the thing is, I wouldn't even have seen it. But my friend, she was like, I swear he was in like your DM the other day and blah, blah, blah. Look at him now. She spurred it on a bit as well. But, and I think she spurred it on at the same time because she wanted me to send for him. I felt like she felt like she's been waiting for that for
Who's
a
that,
bit.
your friend?
Like, yeah, like in the respect of, you can swing with these man.
Yeah.
Like, so go do it. Like, come on, because he deserves it by now, obviously. Yeah. So like I just said fuck it, like, and I remember posted on my story and saying to him like, you think that's funny, yeah, kind of thing. And then, do you know what, with all due respect, he did get on Twitter and that, and he did say no, like, I don't want it kind of thing, like, allow it kind of thing. But at that point, I'd already started writing. I was ready to like...
He's in your bag.
Yeah, so like, and then I basically just dropped it, like, and he didn't respond. He had every excuse in the book. He was like, oh, you know, like, can't clash females and blah blah blah, and females this and da 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 da, and it's not for the war, and then I got to a point where I just felt like it's so hypocritical, because you're out here trying to push your 2 daughters and making, I don't know if you've seen, like, he's pushing them to do this DJ
Yeah,
stuff.
I've seen.
And it's like, which is brilliant.
Shout out to Wiley. I was about to say, shout out
Yeah,
to
which
Wiley's
is
daughters.
brilliant. But if you're out there pushing your daughters, and then you're on the internet speaking like women can't do certain things and women can't rise up against man, you're not setting a good example. Like, so it just got to a point where
You wanted this clash in it.
She wanted all the smoke. She wanted all the smoke. But don't you think he's thinking to himself, like, it's a lose-lose? Like,
no, because he's good. Like, when he's ready to, Wiley is good. Like,
Wiley's great.
Yeah.
Wiley's great. When I say
But-
it's a lose-lose, I mean, like, if he goes too hard at you, it's like, boy, is that a man's dealing with? You understand what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
Can't
No,
say
because,
certain
but I
things.
think
no,
it's a
no,
lose-lose
because if you
because-
think about the UK scene, and like UK in general,
but everyone's
UK are
woke
bad
now,
vibes,
Nolan.
yeah?
Everyone's
They
woke
would have just, nah, but I feel like people would have just been like, yeah, like, you got bodied,
Yeah.
Nolay kind of thing. Like, I don't feel
but-
like people would have been like, oh, you went for a girl. I don't feel like
Yeah.
it would have been like that.
Nah, I think it's
Not
a,
in
the
it's a
game
hard
that
one. I
I'm
think
in.
for Wiley,
It's
I'll be
techie.
honest, I think
It's techie.
it's a hard one because it's like, I think if it's someone he doesn't generally like, it's
Yeah, it's
easier for
easier,
him to
it's
do
easier.
it because he can disrespect. I think part of the bar thing, like, you go bars for bars, like, on lyrical, but I think what also wins the battle is the disrespect, in it, like,
Yeah.
to a certain extent, and I think he respects you too much to disrespect.
I don't think it's respect. I think he's got a crush on me.
Okay, so you think
Said-
that?
I feel like it's-
Said that with all the chest.
All the chess.
All the chest.
I think that's what it is.
yeah.
So
that's
is
what it
that
is,
what it
and-
was in the DMs and that?
I feel like. Do you know what? I feel like after
Shout
feel
Wiley.
like after a certain point, like,
Yeah.
of when I dropped the thing and the way he was responding and the stuff that he was saying to me in the DMs, I just feel like it just got to a point where it was like, it just felt stupid for me to just keep carrying on. I felt like, yeah, I've dropped my thing. Like,
No, but
he
you
doesn't
made
wanna
your point.
respond,
You made your point. You
kind of thing. Like,
showed that you-
it's
you were on this thing. You
it's
made
not
it
worth
clear.
it.
You made it clear. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Trillary.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to ask.
yeah, that's fine.
First of all, where did that start from? Where did that come from?
Yeah, the Trillary beef.
Yeah, because that just kind of, I weren't up on it. Then all of a sudden, it was just going off for like 2 weeks. I don't know how was
It was a
2
good
weeks
couple
straight
weeks. It was a couple weeks
on
back to
So
back.
Where did that start
But
from?
then you kind of.
Do you know what? I dropped freestyle on my Instagram, and in the freestyle I said something like, I said on the intro, when you call these bitches your sons, are you talking about me? Kind of thing, yeah. And it was quite like freestyle, like kind of out there in regards to, there's so many chicks that want to spit like Nicki Minaj, and you're all saying that these bitches are your sons, because that's the first person I heard say it, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Now you hear so many like different females saying it, so I did that, and then because I went on the ZZ Mills show live, she had a live one, like a drive-through one, and I went on there, and I did say it there that I feel like Made You Think played a part in like kind of like stirring it up, kind of thing. But
Shout out, made you think still.
but the thing for me was when I listened to, she dropped a diss track, and she had like loads of lines that she was flinging at different people. So she said something, I think, to Queen Ice Cream about like menopause. She said something to La Familia, Leisha, like
So
loads of different,
she was going at
she was
everyone.
basically trying to go at everyone, but she was using people's bars. Now, if you're like me, like the rapper's rapper, or you listen to certain people, you know. And then she
Yeah.
said something about something swaggish kind of thing.
Yeah,
So I knew
that was your bar.
then that she was,
Yeah.
that's the angle that she basically was.
So she was using other
coming
people's lines,
from-
but reverting it back to them, but using their bar.
Yeah, kind of thing. And I just, you know, I kind of felt like, as someone that used to tweet about all my songs and come on my Insta page and talk about you want features and stuff, for you
Yeah.
to start getting out your skin and chatting like this pissed me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just it kind of went from there, really. But I wasn't as hurt about it in terms of, I come from an era where this is like sport for us.
Yeah.
Like it's sport. Like,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
ducky
it's
you
combat.
then go and get on with my life. Like,
Come back. Yeah.
Are you two good now?
no,
No.
you'll never be good.
You never
Oh,
be
like
good.
that.
But it's kind of a thing where when I did the diss track, because I think she dropped like 3, but I was kind of like, I'm just gonna do one, like I'm doing Corn, and then I'm just getting on with. I was filming for Top Boy at the time. I had to learn scripts.
Come on,
I was kind of like,
David Chestnut.
no, but that's the truth. Like, and other people are like, ain't you gonna respond? Ain't you gonna respond? And I was kind of like, fuck that shit. Like, I've got scripts to learn. I've got shit going on. I've got to be up at 5 in the morning. I ain't getting off set until 3 in the morning the next day. Like, I kind of like don't have time for it. But I kind of just did my response. I just did Corn, and then kind of like left it there. But then she was on Clubhouse talking, Twitter talking, lives talking, and I just realized that it bothered her so much more than it bothered me. You know, and I just kind of felt like, okay, well, that's your problem that's your burden to hold now. Like, I've got shit to do, and I just like kept it moving.
Outside of you're not gonna get on as a rapper. Do you rate her? Was she a worthy opponent? You felt Wiley was worthy?
No, she wasn't a worthy opponent. No. Let me explain to you why she wasn't a worthy opponent. I just feel like for me, it was a little... Do you know what? The truth is, I only listened to, the very, very first thing that she did when she was calling out everyone. You're going like that because it's like you didn't even listen to it.
I don't want no headache. Listen, I've just literally got out of my dramas,
No, but like, obviously, the thing is, there was quite a few. She dropped quite a few.
No, alright, so what I was trying to figure out is that I saw a video where she had like a face covering.
She wore that in all of them because she didn't know her bars.
Cool, so, all right. So I don't know. I most probably have heard it. It just got a bit nursery rhyme for me after a while. Like, it was like kind of like, it's actually funner. No, thank you. It's actually funner when your opponent is giving you something, or you feel like they're giving you something. Like, you're not offending me enough for me to feel like I have to keep doing this back and forth with you. Like, I feel like I just wasn't drawn out enough by it. I don't think that she's rubbish. I definitely feel
she's not rubbish. I think she's got some tunes.
Yeah.
Some people are more. Some people are more. Yeah, that's what. Some people are more record. She makes.
Yeah. I feel like she's definitely like got kind of like her niche. Do I listen to her? No, but do I feel like she's like Grease? Like she could do this Grease thing when it comes down to it? No. Which was shown with Corn. Yeah, when I dropped Corn, like we can go back and forth all day. Like I know like a lot of what her argument was. I dropped 3 diss tracks, so I won. Sometimes it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Yeah. Like with Corn, like it trended on Twitter. It was trending. Serious. Like at a certain point in Britain, everyone was talking about it. People were pulling up on pavements that were like roads that were called Corn, like, and like it was all nuts. Like my mum was walking down the street, people were pumping the shit out of their cars. Like it was crazy, and I just felt like I did what I needed to do at that point. I just didn't feel I didn't feel like I needed to. And then I feel like with the last diss track that she did, I didn't listen to it, but my friend come back and was relaying certain things to me.
No, like you didn't listen to it.
I didn't listen to the last diss track. I swear on my life. I swear on my life. I saw her with a pig's head and a bat or something going like that.
Well, now you've never listened to it.
No, I've never listened to it.
I respect that.
Never.
So
I swear to you, I swear to you, I've never listened to it. All I know is that I didn't listen to it because I just felt like you're shit when it comes to dissing. I just don't.
So you'd mentally shut off from it?
Yeah, I kind of, and I had to mentally. I had to mentally shut off from it as well because
Top Boy in that.
Of what was going on. And it's not even just about Top Boy. I was auditioning for so many other things. I've got so many other things coming in regards to like the acting world now. Like I've fully like taken a big step in that direction as well. And when you've got agents approaching you and you're trying to do monologues for them and like you've got all of this stuff going on, it's like that stuff like that becomes really trivial. Like it just becomes like,
can be a hindrance.
Yeah, I heard a couple things that
she said, because my friend told me, and I was like, there's no point even coming back as well, because the stuff that I'm saying on Corn are actual facts. Like the stuff that I've said, my sources are good, like the actual facts. You did get kidnapped, like these things actually happened. When you're saying about look after your kids, go find your kids, look after your kids. I've got one son. Do you know what I'm saying? That is quite grown now, kind of doing these things. So it's like, it's kind of like, what you're spitting is not facts. I don't have kids with an S. I have a son, like, who's grown doing these, like, so for me, it was like, the stuff she was throwing out there, it just didn't make sense for me to give it a reply.
Yeah, no.
What about, she said that your car crash was fake.
Yeah, I know she said that.
Yeah.
Zizi Mills asked me about that on the stage, live.
Okay.
And I looked at Zizi and I was like, did you see the size of my fucking head and my face?
I was trying to understand that one still.
The pictures.
But why would someone fake a car
I was
crash?
trying to understand
But let me explain to you. For that situation there, I feel like I'm not going to say no names yet because I don't want to draw him out like that, yeah? Because I'm not a homewrecker. But I feel like she was certain of the stuff that she was saying, like when she said, big 4-4, like Nolay's nose, blah, 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 blah. That comes from a 410. 410 had a song back in the day. And they said something like big 4-4, like Nolay's nose, basically, yeah? So, like, she's known in London. Like, you get around the rappers there. Do you know what I mean? So, I felt like there was someone there. I'm not saying his name, but you know who you are. And I know it was you.
Can we get
that
like
was put in...
Can we get like initials or something?
He was S. He was putting the battery...
Last letter of that.
He was putting the battery in her back. He was putting the battery in her back, and I feel like because I got on social media and I said certain things.
What part of London is he from?
She's gonna say East, and that's just gonna be.
But you could tell us, and we'll cut it anyway because man's just being nosy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
he's from South London, but what I'm saying is, he's from South London. He's from that whole area, like the Brixton area, obviously. So I know that he was around that kind of lot when they had said that and that. So I feel like he was putting the battery in her back, telling her what to say.
Yeah.
Do you kind of get what I'm saying? And I feel like he was doing it as well because I went on social media and was like, oh, please, like, you sleeping on this rapper's couch and blah, 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 blah. And he'd come to me and said, please delete that, because my girl's going to see it, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I did, in all fairness, I went and I deleted it.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought, oh, like, that's a bit...
But you feel
That's
like
a bit mad. But the UK gossip and that had got it before I deleted it. So obviously they put it out there. And then I feel like he was pissed about that.
Yeah.
I feel like he was pissed about that. So he was the one like putting the battery in her back, telling her certain things and that. And, you know, I don't know where the business came from about me faking the car accident, but I know that he was quite close to one of my previous managers. After like I fell out with that manager. So for me, I feel like it was something, people chatting susu, gossip there, he's taking it from them, he's feeding it to her. And I also, when I saw that, because my sister called me and my sister was laughing, my sister said, have you seen the lengths that this girl is going to? Like, she hates you, like. And I looked and I thought, it was at a point where I looked, and I felt bad. I actually felt bad for her because I felt like, you claim to not be affected by what's gone on. But for you to go and have an interview and to talk like this, like, I got some dirt, and it's like, you are seriously affected. Like, you're seriously bothered by this. And you are carrying that, like, you're hurt. And I just kept it moving after that, like.
All right. That's a good breakdown of that, but let's keep it back to the celebration of Nolay because.
My man mentioned there as well, you know.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Do you know what? Fair's fair. Do you know what? Fair's fair, innit? Like, it's fine. Like, you gotta expect that when you go and you do podcasts. And people want to know. This is the game, innit?
Yeah, you're gonna know what's going on. People are gonna want to know that because if we had you here and not ask about it, people would be like, "Well, my man didn't ask her the."
Yeah.
I know it goes. Man, avoided the certain questions.
Journalistical, whatever.
Their due diligence. Yeah.
No,
All right,
for
Doug.
the word.
Yeah. I know.
Duties.
Yeah. I know. But all right, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
switching lanes, but still in the same kind of lane. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done so much work over the years. You've put in a lot of work. That's what I don't think people understand. A lot of work without knowing all the steps. But there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, there's going to be setbacks.
100%.
You understand? But you're still going. You're still strong. Now you're having like, what would the expression be, like a Indian summer where now great things are happening right now.
Yeah.
Like, do you look at it sometimes? Because I look at what I'm doing now and think to myself, you know, if there was no that, there would be no this. And I'm loving what's going on now.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a bad time through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you look at it now and just appreciate all the steps? Or is there a lot that you'd be like, you know what, if I could fucking change all of that, I would?
There's things that have gone on that I feel like it's molded me, if I'm honest.
That's the word.
But there are things that have gone on that I've had to carry while I'm doing, like, fulfilling my career. And I have looked sometimes and thought to myself, like, if I can be that great, like, and I'm carrying that at the time when I'm that great, like, how much better could I have been if I wasn't carrying that? Like, for example, when I did the Fire in the Booth cypher, it was like me, I think I was the only female there. It was like me, Akala, Get, Stormzy, Potter Paper, Squeaks. Like, there was a lot of people there. And at that time, I was homeless at that time. And for me, that was like a peak. That is probably like one of the peakest, like, times, like what I was going through at that point. Like, even being able to go into a room, like, and stay focused, because as a rapper, you'll know, like, when you're spitting your bars, you got to be in a certain zone. You know what I'm saying, to, like, deliver. And I remember, like, because the way we was doing it is, like, my brother was working for this guy, so he would, when the guy left the shop at like 6 o'clock, he would basically let us in, basically, to the shop. Like, and we would stay, like, in the back of the shop and then leave, like, 5 in before the boss came back. And it went through, like, I think it went, like, 3 weeks or something, about a month, where I was doing that. Because it's so much shit, like, it's hard to, like, explain it, because it's almost like my life has been, like, really, like, a kind of, like, bumpy ride. But I'm supposed to, like, get a book deal, so I'm gonna, like, write a book soon, and, like, release it and, like, hopefully turn it into a film, because my life has been that wild. Like, I actually don't think people understand. Like, I feel like when people watch the film, they'll be so shocked, like, their jaws will drop, because they will be like, fuck, like, you would never have thought. Like, that's the kind of shit that was going on, kind of, like, behind closed doors. I'm grateful for it, but at the same time, I do feel like it's not bitterness. So I don't want it to sound like it's bitter, but at the same time, I do feel like if I wasn't dealing with those things, I could have probably done more. If that makes sense.
It makes full sense to me. I can relate to it heavily.
I remember, sorry to cut you, I remember being in, was it Maidavale, where we shot the cypher. And I remember people talking about such trivial stuff, and I remember sitting there and thinking, "Fuck! Like, when I leave here, like, I'm going back to a madness kind of thing." I just weren't. And I feel like a lot of people have this perception of me where it's like, she's quite, like, unsociable or moody or like a past perception. But what a lot of people didn't understand is the fuckery that I was going through. I couldn't even be sociable. Like, I couldn't even. I was carrying so much. Like, it's kind of like I couldn't even communicate like that. Does that make
like,
sense?
Makes full sense.
You're spitting, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking, when I leave here, I'll go.
Yeah. Like,
it's madness to get back to somewhere to even just lay my head.
Yeah, like, it was all.
Nobody knows
wild.
what you're going through. It makes full sense to me, 100%.
And it's mad, because when you see them man next and you speak to them, and even if they listen to this and they hear that, like,
man, I say things to me like, "What, you coming to embarrass me?"
These times your head's
busting
not even
joke and stuff, and I'm just like, in my head, I'm just thinking,
you don't
like,
even know what I'm dealing with.
move from me, kind of thing, like.
Be mad to see what them man if you used to go back and say, right, how did I seem when I was like there? And they might in their head, they might not even been none the wiser you was going through shit.
Yeah. Of course there wasn't, because if there was one thing that, if there's one thing about me, you're always probably gonna find out about stuff that I've been through after it's happened.
Always.
Down the line.
Always.
Like even people that have like brought things up, like not even meaning to go back to this, but like with Trillary, when she spoke about like my dad, like my bedroom was like, oh, she mentioned your dad and his drugs or something like that. And I was like, I laughed. I was like, I don't care, because I was the first one to rap about that. Like I put that out there.
Yeah.
Not a soul in this game would have known that my dad was on drugs if I didn't rap about it and tell you. You know that my dad was on the pipe because I told you that my dad was on the pipe. So it's kind of like, I'm quite a private person. Like I keep things to myself, but most of the stuff that you'll ever find out, you'll only know it because I've put it out there. And that's it. Otherwise, you won't really know. I'm not really one as well, like to play victim and do the sympathy vote and be like posting about like this fuckery's going on, that fuckery's going on. You're always probably gonna hear it later down, like in my music or something, if I decide to write about it.
Word. Listen. You've travelled the world as well. You've gone a lot of places, Nolay, from being homeless to travelling the world.
I
Like,
have,
they can't really fuck. That's what you. No, that big smile's warranted. You know, you should. Do you
Do you know why?
Because it's real.
That's why.
Now listen, because there's things I ain't gonna bother to go into now in this pod with you, because I like the vibe we're on, but knowing some of the things you've gone through, like I'm happy for how big you're smiling and for what's going on. You understand? Like I get it. So like you travelled. I see some Russia and some Tokyo and all of that.
So much people, and this is what I'm saying about the small-minded mentality of the UK. Because I remember people being like, yeah, but you've got to blow up your own thing here first. I was like, listen, I'm going where the money is. I'm going where the money is, and I'm going where the fans are. I want to see the world and that. And I remember people saying to me, don't go to Russia, like it's racist there, it's this, it's that, it's that. And I went there on my own as well. Because a lot of people, I went Croatia before Croatia was popping, like on my own. Like I've been to so many different countries and I've gone there by myself. Like obviously it's a risk at the same time, especially being a female, like by myself. It's a risk, but I feel like I wanted to experience them things so much, and people was like, don't go to Russia, it's racist there. And you know what? I went there, and they were some of the nicest people that I've ever met. It's like one of my favorite places to go, like literally, like don't get me wrong, like you probably have got racists there, you know, you've got racists in like in a lot of places, but I feel like when you're so small-minded and you don't open up your mind, you don't get to experience certain things. You're so closed off from things. And like I was sitting in like cafes. They had big pictures of like Louis Armstrong on the wall. Like they love black people out there. Like the youth, especially like the music and stuff like that. So the things that I was getting to like experience, like being out there, being in the snow, being in the forest. Like I remember saying to the guy at one point, like there ain't no bears out here, is there, kind of thing. But like I have seen the world, and like I've charted in Germany.
I was about to say you charted in Germany, innit? I remember that because you was tweeting about that regular, and I don't. As you should.
I was happy.
As you should.
I was happy.
Reminding them,
let them know.
Yeah, I was happy because I just felt like I feel like with the UK, if stuff ain't happening here, they feel like nothing's happening. If you're not posting about it, as far as they're concerned, nothing's going on for you.
Small-minded.
All that's important to me is that when my mum or someone comes to me and tells me that they need something, I can give it to them.
Amen.
There's a lot of people here right now, your shit looks like you're popping, but do you have money? Do you have peas? Can you pay for certain things? Can you do certain things? Are you going towards a direction where you can actually change your life and change other people's life? When I leave this earth, I want to leave something behind. Like I want to leave a legacy, like for my son and his kids after that and their kids, kind of thing. So I'm not closed-minded. Like I'm not in the bubble of it has to happen in the UK or it's not gonna happen at all, kind of thing.
But you see that though with a few artists though, like where they like pop a lot of their stuff pops off abroad. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, like you see.
Look at Skepta.
There's a big world out
there.
Skepta
went off
was
to
doing
America
a lot, but
he was working hard, like he's giving mixtapes outside clubs and he's doing his thing, kind of thing. And I remember when he was here, don't get me wrong, like the rave scene and that, everyone was buying into Boy Better Know, but at the same time, a lot of people, you weren't kissing Skepta's batty the way you're kissing it when you started blowing up with ASAP and that lot, like doing his thing there. Then when he started doing that, everyone was like, oh, Skepta's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. You did the right thing. You go where you appreciate it.
That's it.
Go and get the bag. Go get the bag.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk Top Boy. You're filming again soon, innit?
I'm not allowed to talk about that because
Alright.
I'm under NDA.
Right.
Were you on an NDA?
No surprise. No surprise there.
No surprises.
That's got to be. But all right.
But one thing I will say is you lot will get the exclusive interview.
Come on.
Oh, say no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If something comes, if there's something.
We'll accept that. We'll take that.
Yeah. I've got couple Top Boy members saying they're coming true still.
I know. I see. You could have said
we're not gonna expose
obviously,
up
we
the
can talk
thing.
about the past. We can talk about like
the
season that's out.
I didn't even feel like getting that call up though, because like, how did that come about? The whole Top Boy thing.
Because you was in from season 1 though.
Do you want me to explain that to you?
You
know what? Even though I've been through a lot, I do feel like at the same time, like God is on my side, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So basically, obviously there was the Channel 4 one, there was the Summer House one, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually auditioned for that. I'll just make that clear, yeah? Because a lot of people think that rappers, especially predominantly like, you know, like actors. Actors feel like rappers come in this thing and they get like a little step up and they get to, and I feel like some of them, they're a bit like, you know, like iffy about it if they've been like, which I understand in some aspects, because it's like if you've spent years in drama school and you've done certain things and we just come in the game kind of thing, kind of. But also I feel like you've either got it or you ain't kind of thing. But I had a audition, and at the time I wanted the part of Kayla. I don't know if you've watched the Summer House one. The one
I watched all of them.
Kayla is the one that is meant to, I think she snitches on them in it. She's that quite big actress now, but I've forgotten her name, which is terrible.
The one, you know.
What the milkshakes go?
No.
No. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's on the grow.
She snitches on them, something about, because I think she saw them kill someone. I think she saw them kill someone or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So when I auditioned for Mandy, and I auditioned for Kayla's part. And I remember going, like, getting Mandy, but Mandy, like, it was such a little part, like, basically in jail. Like a small little piece. And I remember being happy, but I remember going home to my mum, like, and kind of being quite upset about it once they'd phoned me and told me I got the part, and saying I really wanted Kayla's part, because Kayla's part is more significant, like, she's in it more and it's more screen time and that. But it's funny how things work out, because when I look at it now, like, Kayla's character, she's gone.
She's gone.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's like your life.
Never to
It's like your life being imitated. You got sometimes you got to go check. You come back in the block.
So they went, but it's quite a mad story actually, because Buck messaged me, he DM'd me, and he was like, Des Hamilton's asking for your number. So Des is like, he has a casting agency basically, and they cast people for roles and stuff.
Oh yeah?
And he was like, can I give it to him? I was like, of course. So he gave it to him, and Des has called me up, and I've answered the phone, and he's gone. And I feel like I owe so much to Des as well, so big up Des. But he called me up, and I answered, and he was like, he was like, are you ready to be a superstar? Kind of thing. And I started laughing. I was like, of course. And then he was like, yeah, just started talking to me about it a bit. And I goes to him, you know, I was in the last one, innit? And he was like, was you? So when he called me,
he didn't know.
He wasn't calling me to call me back for Mandy. He was calling me for something else. Because I remember him saying to me, oh my God, like, you look like a baby, kind of thing. He wanted me to play a different part. Yeah. And I was like, I was in it before, like I was Mandy, kind of thing. And bless him, because he went away. I don't know what talks he had or what happened, but I remember like a few months went by, and I didn't really hear nothing. And then he called me up. You know, I was waiting for that call as well.
Yeah.
He called me up, and he was like, do you want the good news or the bad news? So I was like, okay, I'll have the bad news first. And he was like, oh, well, we can't have you for that role, but we want to bring back Mandy. But I knew that I wasn't going to be had for that role anyway, because I knew for people that have been watching it from then, they're going to be like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is nuts kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, like, basically, like, we're going to bring you back as Mandy. And he has sent, like, other auditions my way, like Burberry other auditions, like loads of different things. So I feel like with him and the stuff that I was going through at the time as well, when that came my way, I do honestly feel like he's changed my life, like 100%, like in so many like aspects. Like, so it's quite strange. But I like the fact that it didn't just fall in my lap as well, because I feel like a lot of people will be under that illusion, or they feel like because you're a rapper, like they've come and they just put you in it. It's not like that. Like I actually auditioned.
Yeah.
Like when it was on Channel 4, like I actually had to sit there, like, and it was my first ever audition. And you got people sitting there like watching you, and I had to actually get up like and basically like act out the part.
And it sounds like. It sounds like they kind of wrote this part for you, Nolay, from what I'm hearing here, like, because it didn't sound like it was there before the Mandy to come back, so they wrote it for you.
I can't be sure, but I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what went on behind the scenes or what was spoken about or what, but all I know is that, like...
But the fact they're saying they're going to bring her back.
Listen, you're smashing that part, though, by the way.
Thank you.
You're smashing it. No, you're smashing it because you're acting. You're acting. Because it's a different Nolay to what's sitting here. But I can tell you're tapping in on certain things, but I watch it because I watch it.
Yeah.
From how I know.
I can tap in on certain things because I can relate.
Yeah. That's what it is. So now you're doing a great job there. Likeable character, good character, fresh out the bin, just wants to live nice and Because first one, you was kind of.
I wanted it to be wild though. Like I wanted her to come out. I wanted her to go after Sully. Like I wanted it to be
Cause
madness. Because I just felt in real life. You're not killing. You're not killing my baby father. And then seeing me on the roadside and talking about S&Ps and everything's cushy now. Like, I feel like I would actively be plotting for you.
Everything.
But I feel like as well, like doing this, what I've had to learn is you have to step out of who you are sometimes, and you have to kind of be like in this part and seeing other people. Don't get lost in the source of trying to look a certain way, because I feel like we could get lost in the source of trying to look a certain way in regards to you want to be that guy or you want to be that girl on screen kind of thing. But you need to be able to separate yourself from that and take yourself in the direction of the script of what the writer has written for you. And I feel like that's what makes a real actor, if you're able to, because there were some things I was like, kind of like, it's good, great storyline, but does this not what I wanted to do? Like I wanted to be doing some next madness kind of thing,
loading up the machine,
and doing like doing that thing. But then at the same time I had to sit back and think, well, that's what people expect. And I feel like sometimes writers, they don't want to give people what they expect. They want to take you on a totally different journey sometimes. Sometimes it's too easy to give people what they expect. So
there's still time.
Yeah.
There's still time. You could switch again.
Yeah.
I just felt like I had to go in there like, like water. Like, I don't know if you've seen that saying with Bruce Lee when he's like,
be like water,
be like water, like, or you'll flow. You can fit anywhere, like in a cup or a teapot, like. Water can flow or it can crash, be water kind of thing. And I felt like that's how I went into it, like kind of like understanding that, okay, it might not be how you want it to go, but this is, and I kind of liked it as well because I felt like it's opened up doors for me in regards to in the acting industry, agents and like the industry in itself, they look at Top Boy as in it's easy sometimes to play a gangster. It's easy for us, if you know what I mean, to play gangsters. Do you know what I mean? But when you have to kind of step out of that kind of thing, it opens up doors for you because they're looking and they're thinking, whoa, like you can play something outside of that kind of thing. So
and the next role you get, you can start rapping niggas, beating them, pistol whipping on. telling the man them do all kinds
I
of
hope
stuff.
to go into producing like kind of like my own stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine. Nolay's going to be writing them scripts, telling man, go and hug up your brethren, man.
Yeah.
Tell him you love him. Tell him you love him, lad.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Tell him you love him. Tell him you love him. Tell your boy you love him. And listen, it's been great having you, Nolay. We're going to wrap it up now, yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you for coming down. I appreciate
Come,
your time. Nothing but love. Salute to everything that you've been doing. We'll see you again.
Thanks
We're
for
not
having
stopping.
me.
You're not stopping.
Welcome.
You understand? And yeah, we're going to wrap this up. It's been a good one. Winners Talking podcast.
Cheers.
Stop.